Picture this. You're about to step onto a stage in front of thousands of people. Your heart is racing, palms sweaty, and your mind is flooded with doubts. What if I forget my lines? What if they don't like me? What if I'm not good enough? Now, imagine instead that you walk onto that stage feeling calm, confident, and fully present. You own the room, deliver a powerful message, and leave feeling exhilarated. The difference between these two scenarios isn't talent or preparation. It's presence. Welcome to CEO's Library, the 1% Bookshelf. I'm your host, and today we're diving into Presence Bringing Your Boldest Self to Your Biggest Challenges by Amy Cuddy. This isn't just another self-help book. It's a scientific exploration of how we can tap into our personal power and show up as our most authentic selves in any situation. We've all experienced moments where we've felt small, powerless, and unsure of ourselves. Maybe it was during a job interview, a first date, or a crucial business presentation. These are the moments when we need presence the most, yet they're often when it eludes us. But what if I told you that presence isn't some mystical quality reserved for the naturally confident? What if you could learn to summon your boldest self on demand? That's exactly what Amy Cuddy's groundbreaking research reveals. As a social psychologist at Harvard Business School, Cuddy has spent years studying the science of presence and how our bodies influence our minds. Her work has uncovered some fascinating insights that challenge everything we thought we knew about confidence and personal power. Let's start by understanding what presence really means. It's not about being the loudest person in the room or having all the answers. Presence, as Cuddy defines it, is the state of being attuned to and able to comfortably express our true thoughts, feelings, values, and potential. It's about bringing our whole, authentic selves to our biggest challenges. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds great, but how do I actually do that? Well, that's where things get really interesting. Cuddy's research shows that the key to unlocking our presence lies not in our minds, but in our bodies. Think about how you stand when you're feeling confident versus when you're feeling insecure. When we're confident, we tend to take up more space. We stand tall, shoulders back, chin up. When we're feeling powerless, we do the opposite. We slouch, cross our arms, make ourselves small. But here's the fascinating part. Cuddy's research shows that this relationship works both ways. Not only does our mental state affect our posture, but our posture can actually change our mental state. This is where the now famous concept of power posing comes in. Cuddy and her colleagues conducted a series of experiments where they had participants adopt either high-power poses, open, expansive postures, or low-power poses, closed, contractive postures, for just 2 minutes. The results were astounding. Those who held high-power poses experienced a 20% increase in testosterone, the dominance hormone, and a 25% decrease in cortisol, the stress hormone. In contrast, those who held low-power poses saw a 10% decrease in testosterone and a 15% increase in cortisol. But it wasn't just their hormones that changed. The power posers also reported feeling more powerful and confident, and they were more likely to take risks. In a mock job interview scenario, they performed better and were more likely to be chosen for the job. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds too good to be true. Can simply changing my posture for 2 minutes really make that much difference? The answer, backed by multiple studies, is a resounding yes. But don't just take my word for it. I encourage you to try it yourself. Right now, wherever you are, take a moment to stand up, if you can, and adopt a power pose. Stand tall, put your hands on your hips, lift your chin, and take up space. Hold it for 2 minutes. How do you feel? This body-mind connection isn't just about posture. It extends to all aspects of our nonverbal behavior, the way we move, the tone of our voice, even our facial expressions. All of these send powerful signals, not just to others, but to ourselves. When we act powerful, we begin to feel powerful. But presence isn't just about feeling powerful. It's about being able to access and express our true selves, especially in high-pressure situations. And this is where we encounter one of the biggest obstacles to presence: impostor syndrome. Imposter syndrome is that nagging feeling that you're a fraud, that you don't really deserve your accomplishments, and that you're going to be found out at any moment. It's incredibly common, especially among high achievers. In fact, An estimated 70% of people experience imposter feelings at some point in their lives. Cuddy herself is no stranger to these feelings. In her TED Talk, which has been viewed over 50 million times, she shares her own struggle with imposter syndrome. As a first-generation college student who suffered a traumatic brain injury in a car accident, Cuddy often felt like she didn't belong in academia. Even as she achieved success in her field, those feelings of inadequacy persisted. But here's the thing about imposter syndrome. It thrives in isolation. When we keep these feelings to ourselves, they grow stronger. But when we open up and share our experiences, we often find that we're not alone. Many of the most successful people in the world, from Michelle Obama to Tom Hanks, have spoken about their struggles with imposter syndrome. So how do we overcome these feelings? Cuddy suggests several strategies. First, recognize that feeling like an imposter is not the same as being an imposter. Those doubts and fears are just thoughts, not facts. Second, reframe challenges as opportunities for growth rather than tests of your abilities. And third, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer to a friend. But perhaps the most powerful antidote to imposter syndrome is presence itself. When we're fully present, we're not caught up in worries about the past or future. We're not comparing ourselves to others or fretting about what they might think of us. We're simply here now, bringing our full selves to the moment. So how do we cultivate presence in our daily lives? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to your body language throughout the day. Are you slouching at your desk? Are you fidgeting nervously during conversations? These small habits can have a big impact on how you feel and perform. Before important events, whether it's a job interview, a first date, or a big presentation, take a few minutes to power pose. Find a private space, yes, even if it's a bathroom stall, and adopt an expansive posture. Stretch your arms overhead in a V shape, or put your hands on your hips like Wonder Woman. Hold it for 2 minutes. This simple practice can dramatically shift your mental state and set you up for success. During challenging situations, focus on maintaining open, confident body language. Keep your shoulders back and your chin up. Make eye contact. Speak slowly and clearly. Even if you don't feel confident at first, acting as if you are can help you become more confident. Remember, presence isn't about perfection. It's not about never feeling nervous or unsure. It's about being able to access your personal power and authenticity even in the face of those feelings. It's about being able to say, I am nervous and I am capable. Presence is also contagious. When we show up fully and authentically, we give others permission to do the same. We create spaces where real connection and creativity can flourish. In a world that often feels increasingly disconnected and artificial, this is more valuable than ever. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with one of my favorite quotes from Cuddy's book. The way you carry yourself is a source of personal power, the kind of power that is the key to presence. It's the key that allows you to unlock yourself, your abilities, your creativity, your courage, and even your generosity. It doesn't give you skills or talents you don't have. It helps you to share the ones you do have. It doesn't make you smarter or better informed. It makes you more resilient and open. It doesn't change who you are. It allows you to be who you are. Presence is not a fixed trait. It's a skill that we can all develop with practice. Every time you choose to stand tall instead of shrinking, every time you speak up instead of staying silent, every time you bring your full self to a challenging moment, you're building your capacity for presence. So, I challenge you. In the coming week, pay attention to your body language. Practice power posing before important events. Notice how it affects your mental state and your interactions with others. Remember, you have the power to shape not just how others see you, but how you see yourself. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of presence. If you found this valuable, I encourage you to check out Amy Cuddy's book, Presence: Bringing Your Boldest Self to Your Biggest Challenges, for a deeper dive into these concepts. And remember, the next time you're facing a big challenge, take a moment to stand tall, breathe deep, and connect with your boldest self. Your presence is powerful. Use it wisely. This is CEO's Library, the 1% Bookshelf, signing off. Until next time, keep reading, keep growing, and keep showing up as your most authentic self.